So, I'm going to talk about spices today and how I cook with spices. One of my first ingredients is organic, unrefined virgin coconut oil. I occasionally use other oils like olive oil, but and this is baobab. Baobab is from Africa, and this is cardamom. Recently, my auntie came back from Tanzania and she brought back several spices. That's black sesame seeds over there. And so she brought back a number of spices to me. So this is fenugreek. And so the fenugreek is, I acquired that on my own. But this cinnamon is from Tanzania. So I put Tanzania on the ingredients that actually came from over there, except for here. The moringa also comes from Tanzania, or some people say Tanzania. This is noni powder. It's from India. So the fenugreek is from India. The noni powder is from, and this is curry powder from India. And the sesame seeds are from Japan. And so those are some of the elements that I use in cooking. This is Berber from Ethiopia, Ethiopian Berber. That was also sold in Tanzania. And that is turmeric. Turmeric is my main ingredient. And I learned through a scientist that fenugreek and or black pepper will activate the curcuminoids in turmeric. And so these are hemp seeds. I love hemp seeds. And so hemp seeds have the 9 essential amino acids that will generate proteins in your body. This is haritaki, and it's a good herb for detoxing the body, and I use it in cooking as well. And so this is black pepper. And so again, these are some of the herbs that I use to actually produce, and this is chili powder. I don't use chili powder as much as I used to. I used to use it all the time, but I use it sparingly. Ginger. That's ginger from Tanzania. And so absolutely phenomenal variety of ginger. Cloves from Tanzania. And I am so grateful to my auntie for bringing these to me. Lemongrass from Tanzania. And that lemongrass is some very potent stuff. Very wonderful stuff. Absolutely love it. And this is paprika from Tanzania. I haven't opened it yet. I'm going to probably start using it in a week or two. And I love paprika. And I haven't tried a variety from Tanzania yet. This is hibiscus flower powder. Hibiscus flower powder. I've used it primarily in my hot teas, but I also use it. This is seaweed that I got a little while ago. And so this seaweed, I just put it in wet parts of the meals so that it expands, or I'll just eat it dried straight up. I'll eat it like chewing gum. And so these are some of the spice ingredients that I use. And this is my ad hoc measuring cup. And this is a real-time, actual spice mix that I'm about to make for a meal. So that's the real reason I made this video. I was going to make this spice mix anyway. So I was like, let's go ahead and just document this for a little bit. So this is how I actually mix my spices. I do have measuring spoons like teaspoon, tablespoon, half tablespoon, half teaspoon, all that kind of stuff. And occasionally I use it, but most of the time I just eyeball it. I want my spice mixes to be somewhat unique each time. I don't try to follow a strict formula because I want my food to be somewhat organic, somewhat intuitive in how I put the different ingredients together. And so I just follow my intuition most of the time, and it comes out exceptionally well. And there's going to be another video that will post later that is me actually cooking with this spice mix. And I'm going to have to spoil it just a little bit and say that, yes, it comes out absolutely phenomenal, but it's a dish I've never made before. Anyway, so these are some of the ingredients that I'm putting together in this spice mix. And I like to do two separate spice mixes. The first is the one that I call the before, and then there's the one that I call the after, right? And so I like to put these together in that sequence. The after tends to be more delicate spice elements that I don't want to cause too much nutritional or herbal disruption. And so what I do is I use them at the end of the meal when the heat is turned off or turned extremely low, so that it can still soak into the meal and integrate with the meal. And so the smaller cup of spices that I've mixed together, that's the after. That's the one that I use at the very end of the meal preparation and cook. And so that's how I have the sequence laid out. And I know everyone can't wait to see how this turns out. But yeah, there is a video that is going to be called Let's Cook. And Let's Cook is going to be me actually going into the cooking in more depth, right? It'll be one of the few times that I do that because, there's quite a bit going on in a video like that. But the Let's Cook video that's coming up is going to go into more detail about how these spices are applied to the dish that I'm going to make. So I hope you've enjoyed this journey through spices and through a culinary adventure that I'm about to start. And I hope you can kind of see how I mix them together. And one of the things that I've learned is that it's good to have your spices already stirred, pre-stirred, before you add it to the oil. That way you get a much better distribution of the ingredients in the oil, and it makes the overall flavor comes out even better. So that's why I'm shaking up these cups here, so that I can make sure that the constituent elements are mixed together in a great way. And this works for everything, whether we're talking about cocoa powder, cinnamon, and baobab powder combined, and and these spices here. And then I pre-spoon my coconut oil, and so I basically have everything together in advance, so that the cooking sequence goes more efficiently, and there's less disruption and less of a chance that something will be burned or overcooked or undercooked, as the case may be. And then what I then do after I've gotten everything together is I make sure that I take all the different elements together, and I will organize them onto a tray so that it's easier to transport these spices and these ingredients, as well as use them in a much more organized and harmonious way. And so I love this spoon, this wide mouth spoon. I find that it's much more versatile than your traditional spoon design. So absolutely love it. And it's been absolutely useful in a multitude of ways, including helping to deglaze the bottom of a pot. So that is it.